Look, what I'm about to tell you will sound completely insane until it becomes the most obvious thing in the world. You are not a human being who has a soul. You are the soul who happens to be wearing a human body right now, like clothes you put on this morning. And here's where this gets wild. You have complete amnesia about who you really are and where you've been before this lifetime. You, as a soul, have lived countless existences. And you remember almost none of them. Consider how perfectly this amnesia works. You wake up every morning thinking you're Sarah from Milwaukee or David from London, completely forgetting that you're an ancient consciousness that has been dancing through reality for eons. The amnesia works so well that most people spend their entire lives believing they are the temporary character they're playing. But wait, if souls have amnesia, how do we know any of this? Here's the thing that makes me question everything I'm telling you. If the amnesia works so perfectly, how would anyone figure this out? How would ancient teachers know about reincarnation if everyone forgets? The answer hits you like lightning when you see it. The amnesia has cracks. This amnesia operates like a sophisticated computer system with multiple layers, not like someone hitting you over the head with a hammer. When you, as a soul, prepare to incarnate, you don't lose everything in one dramatic swipe. The forgetting installs itself systematically, like security protocols designed to ensure the human experience feels completely authentic. The deepest layer erases your memory of being consciousness itself. You forget that you're the awareness in which all experience occurs. This explains why humans spend so much time searching for meaning and identity. You've forgotten that you are the meaning. You are the awareness that gives significance to everything else. The second layer removes your memory of choosing this incarnation. You forget that you selected these parents, this time period, these challenges, this body. This forgetting becomes essential because if you remembered making these choices, you'd feel like you were watching a movie you directed rather than living a life that feels real and consequential. The third layer wipes your memory of past incarnations. You forget being the Roman soldier, the Chinese philosopher, the African healer, the Native American shaman. Each lifetime gets sealed off, like a separate file in an infinite hard drive, accessible only under special circumstances. Picture consciousness like a flashlight with infinite brightness that chooses to narrow its beam to examine one small area intensely. The rest of reality doesn't disappear. It moves outside the focused beam. What we call amnesia might be consciousness deliberately limiting its focus to enable depth of experience. But here's where I need to challenge my own logic. If the amnesia serves such an important purpose, why do some souls naturally remember past lives? Why do children sometimes speak languages they never learned or describe places they've never been? The answer suggests that the amnesia system has intentional glitches. These aren't mistakes, they're features. Some souls incarnate with lighter veils, either because they're old souls nearing the end of the reincarnation cycle, or because their current lifetime requires access to specific past life skills or memories. Now here's something that will make you reconsider everything. The amnesia doesn't remove memories. It changes your access point to them. Every experience you've ever had as a soul exists simultaneously in the eternal now. The human brain simply cannot process infinite simultaneous memories. So the amnesia functions like a filter, showing you only what's relevant for this particular incarnation. When you meditate deeply, when you dream, when you experience those moments of expanded awareness, you're not recovering lost memories. You're shifting your identity from the limited human perspective back toward your unlimited soul perspective. And here's where the design of consciousness becomes truly elegant. The amnesia doesn't happen to you. You are the amnesia happening to consciousness. Every time you think, I'm this body, you're reinforcing the forgetting. Every time you believe, I am separate from others, you're deepening the veil. The amnesia doesn't exist as some external force blocking your memory. The amnesia is you. You, as consciousness, are creating the forgetting moment by identifying with limitation. But why would infinite consciousness choose this elaborate system of forgetting? Here's the answer that goes so deep, it makes quantum physics look like basic arithmetic. Infinite consciousness knows everything, experiences everything, is everything. But omniscience has one limitation. It cannot experience surprise, discovery, or growth. So consciousness creates amnesia to enable the impossible. The experience of learning while being omniscient, the experience of growth while being perfect, the experience of discovery while already knowing everything. The amnesia allows infinite consciousness to experience being finite consciousness that can surprise itself. You, as a soul, volunteered for temporary blindness so you could experience the miracle of gradually recovering sight. Think of it like consciousness taking different classes in the University of Experience. Some souls are enrolled in advanced suffering and need complete amnesia to fully experience powerlessness and despair. Others are enrolled in spiritual teaching and need partial memory to guide other souls. Neither level of amnesia becomes better or worse. They're different curricula, serving different aspects of consciousness exploring itself. The breakthrough comes when you realize that the awareness listening to me speak right now represents the same awareness that experienced every past life, experiences every parallel life, and will experience every future life. The amnesia dissolves when you recognize that you are the common thread connecting all experiences across all dimensions and times. Past life memories don't get stored in some cosmic library waiting to be accessed. They exist as present moment awareness, examining different facets of its eternal nature. When you remember being a Victorian governess or a Mayan priest, you're not accessing historical data. You're recognizing aspects of your timeless consciousness that are expressing themselves right now. But here's what makes this whole system so brilliant. Recognizing your universal nature doesn't erase your individual expression. It enhances it. When you know you're the ocean, being a wave becomes more fun, not less. When you know your consciousness itself, playing the role of a human becomes an artistic masterpiece rather than a survival struggle. And this explains why some souls are starting to break through the amnesia barrier right now. Consciousness becomes ready for the next phase of its exploration, the phase where it experiences being simultaneously infinite and individual, unlimited and focused, cosmic and personal. The old cycle was forget completely, live unconsciously, die unconsciously, repeat. The new cycle becomes remember while incarnated, live consciously, transcend death consciously, choose the next experience consciously. You're not recovering from amnesia. You are amnesia, recovering its memory of being consciousness itself. The forgetting was never real. It was consciousness pretending so convincingly that it believed its own performance. Breaking through the amnesia doesn't involve recovering what you lost. This process involves recognizing what you never stopped being while playing the game of forgetting. You are consciousness, exploring the experience of not knowing itself, so it can experience the joy of recognizing itself. The wave is starting to remember it's the ocean.